In this DD 2012 session, Popcat's George Fan walks through how he managed to get his mom to play video games through the development of Plants vs. Zombies, while still embracing the wants and needs of classic players. Fan discusses the 1-0 techniques he used that to better teach game mechanics to players, using specific examples from Plants vs. Zombies to illustrate the concepts presented. It was an insightful talk that's definitely still worth watching, so developers should not miss the opportunity to do so now that it's freely available on the official GD YouTube channel. In addition to this presentation, THEGDC Vault and its accompanying YouTube channel offers numerous other free videos, audio recordings, and slides from many of the recent game developers conference events, and the service offers even more members-only content for DD Vault subscribers. Those who purchased all access passes to recent events, like DD Vault, already have full access to DD Vault, and interested parties can apply for the individual subscription via the DD Vault subscription page. Group subscriptions are also available. Game-related schools and development studios who sign up for DD Vault Studio subscriptions can receive access for their entire office accompanied by contacting staff via THEGDC Vault Group subscription page. Finally, current subscribers with access issues can contact DD Vault technical support. Gamasutra and DD are sibling organizations under parent company Informa. Assassin's Creed Odyssey creative director Jonathan Dumont has issued an apology following a controversial DLC release. As reported by Kotaku, the DLC presented a mandatory in-game relationship seeming to under non-romantic decisions the player made, whether to pursue relationships with men or women regardless of playing as Alexios, a Cassandra mod. Titled Shadow Heritage. Spoilers ahead. THEDLC had players enter into a scripted relationship with a man if playing as Cassandra, a woman if playing as Alexios, in order to have a child. Ubisoft's rationale behind this decision was to have the unavoidable relationship built twist as part of a set story, and hype up the next chapter of DLC. Dumont released a statement yesterday, in an attempt to offer more clarity behind the decision and what the Odyssey team was going for. Our goal was to let players choose between the utilitarian view of ensuring your bloodline lived on or forming a romantic relationship, he explained. We attempted to distinguish between the two, but could have done this more carefully as we were walking a narrow line between role-play choices and story, and the clarity and motivation for this decision was poorly executed. According to Dumont, players will not have to engage in a lasting romantic relationship if they do not want to as they continue their adventure in the next DLC. We have read your responses online and taken them to heart. This has been a learning experience for us. Understanding how attached you feel to your Cassandra and your Alexios is humbling, and knowing we'll let you down is not something we take lightly. He continued, we will work to do better and make sure the element of player choice in Assassin's Creed Odyssey carries through our DLC content so you can stay true to the character you have embodied throughout. Ubisoft went on to confirm that the content of Shadow Heritage will not be changed, but the next chapter of the will make the character development and choice much more clear to players, and that is where they will be able to decide how they want to handle their relationship now that they have ensured that their bloodline will continue. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air star Alfonso Ribeiro is suing Epic Games for allegedly stealing a dance he popularized and recreating it in Fortnite. The actor played a character called Carlton Banks, in The Fresh Prince back in the 90s, and during his time on the show, became well known for performing an iconic dance move that's since been dubbed the Carlton. As reported by the Huffington Post, Ribeiro claims Epic knowingly misappropriated his dance by replicating and selling it in Fortnite is the Fresh emote, with the name itself being an obvious reference to television show. It is widely recognized that Mr. Ribeiro's likeness and intellectual property have been misappropriated by Epic Games in the most popular video game currently in the world, Fortnite, wrote Ribeiro's attorney, David Hatch. Epic has earned record profits off of downloadable content in the game, including emotes like Fresh. Yet Epic has failed to compensate or even ask permission from Mr. Ribeiro for the use of his likeness and iconic intellectual property. Hatch says Ribeiro is now seeking a fair and reasonable share of the profits Epic has earned through selling the dance move. The attorney is also representing another artist in a similar lawsuit against Epic, with rapper Tommy also suing the studio for using his signature MIDI rock dance move without permission. Meanwhile, TMZ is reporting that Russell Horning, a K.A. backpack kid, has just filed a lawsuit against Epic for stealing his iconic dance move, the Floss. As it stands, Ribeiro, Tommy, and Horning are all attempting to claim the copyright for their respective dances, and it'll be interesting to see how the result of each suit affects Epic and other game devs using similar emotes. Netflix released Bandersnatch, its special Choose Your Own Adventure episode of Black Mirror a few weeks ago, and it has recently come to light that the interactive experience WASLOBCLY inspired by an actual video game of the same name. Chris Scullion of Tired Old Hack wrote up the rise and fall behind Bandersnatch, beginning by introducing the Liverpool-based development studio behind the endeavor, Imagine Software, comprised of Mark Butler, David Lawson, and Eugene Evans. The trio quickly gained a reputation for making quality games, including Arcadia, Zomb and Alchemist. Their success fostered the drive to create something bigger. So in early 1984, Imagine began placing teaser advertisements in magazines like KCVG, Crash, and Sinclair User for Cholo games. The first one, Titlaps Eclipse, was being developed for the Commodore 64. The second game, Bandersnatch, was slated to be released for the ZX Spectrum. Scullion writes how the series of As became stranger and stranger over time, with its phrasing in an attempt to get players excited for the release. But they eventually died down to nothing but subtle ads showing logos. According to Scullion, readers still had no idea what kind of game to expect once the momentum died down. What kind of game was Bandersnatch? It was supposed to be an adventure game set in a futuristic city made up of old buildings, where the player took control of a character named Val, the retired officer of the intergalactic police. Its central mechanic, which was considered revolutionary at the time, would have players interacting with its various residents using the speech bubble system. According to Scullion, these thoughts would appear in bubbles and players could carry them out by pressing the fire button. However, a concept this detailed was going to be hard to fit onto the ZX Spectrum, especially since a Bandersnatch was considered a metagame. Games that would not usually be possible on the computers they were designed for. This was just one of the many issues which caused a downward spiral for Imagine, and the entire piece goes into more detail about the cancellation of Bandersnatch, so be sure to read it here. It's well worth it. No matter how great your game is, people will not play it if it's a pain to approach, learn, and play. That's why good user interface and user experience (UX) design is so important in today's crowded game market. And at the 2019 Game Developers Conference in March, you will have access to a smorgasbord of expert talks aimed at helping you create more approachable, more enjoyable games.